Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and very good morning to all of you. I hope you are safe and sound. Welcome to Melly's Telegram classes. This is the grammar lesson for advanced level. Now that we have talked about what an adverb clause is, today we're going to talk about the kinds of an adverb clause. But before that, you have to know the markers of adverb clause. Let's talk about the markers of adverb clause of time. Number 1, when. 2, after. 3, before. 4, until. 5, till. 6, while. And 7, since. Remember, whenever you use these markers, that adverb clause becomes an adverb clause of time. Let's talk about the markers of adverb clause of reason. Number 1, because. Number 2, as. Number 3, since. And number 4, inasmuch as. All of them have the same meaning. Result. So that and such that. For adverb clause of purpose, we usually use the marker in order that. And for contrast, we use although, though, and even though. Now, let's talk about the first type of adverb clause, and that is adverb clause of reason. As it is clear from the name, it talks about the reason of something. In simple words, an adverb clause of reason answers the question why. Why does something happen? For example, number 1. Because she is sick, she cannot come to class. So, why can she not come to class? Because she is sick. Here, because she is sick is talking about the reason of her not coming to class. That's why we call it an adverb clause of reason. Number 2. He will not attend the meeting because he will be in America. So, why will he not attend the meeting? Because he will be in America. If you remember, I told you in the last lecture that an adverb clause can be used before the main clause or after the main clause. In the first sentence, the adverb clause is used before the main clause. And in the second sentence, the adverb clause is used after the main clause. Number 3. Since she was sick, she did not come to class. Number 4. Inasmuch as she was sick, she did not come to class. Remember, since and inasmuch as have the same meaning like because. Number 2. Adverb clause of result. It is a clause which shows result. In other words, an adverb clause of result talks about the result of something. An adverb clause of result introduced by so that. As I've already told you, there are 2 markers for adverb clause of result. So that and such that. So first of all, let's talk about so that. There are 2 structures for an adverb clause which is introduced by so that. Number 1. Subject plus verb plus so plus adjective. An adjective is used between so and that, plus rest of the sentence. For example, number 1. Samim is so intelligent that no one can defeat him. In this sentence, the adverb clause is that no one can defeat him. But so is used in the main clause, which is a part of the marker of the adverb clause. And if you see, intelligent is used between so and that, which is an adjective. Number 2. She is so weak that she can't walk. Now let's talk about the second structure. Subject plus verb plus so plus adverb plus that plus rest of the sentence. In this structure, instead of adjective, we use an adverb between so and that. For example, number 1. Sophie walks so quickly that no one can walk with him. In this sentence, the adverb clause is that no one can walk with him. But the pair of that is so, and between so and that we have used the adverb quickly. Number 2. He used to bowl so fast that no one could play him. Note, that can be omitted. For example, number 1, he's so intelligent. You can remove that. Instead of that, you should use a comma. No one can teach him. Number 2, Anna is so clever. Remove that and use a comma. No one can cheat her. Now let's talk about an adverb clause of result that is introduced by such that. So it has only one structure. Subject plus verb plus such plus adjective. Here also we use an adjective between such and that. But remember, after the adjective you have to use a noun plus that plus rest of the sentence. For example, number 1. He is such a nice person that everyone likes him. That everyone likes him is the adverb clause. Such is a part of the marker. And between such and that, we use a nice person. If we only use nice here, then you do not need to use such. You have to say so. Like, he's so nice that everyone likes him. Number 2, he's such an able doctor that there is no doctor like him in this hospital. Let's talk about an adverb clause of purpose. It is a clause that expresses the purpose of an action. Remember, an adverb clause of purpose also answers the question why, just like an adverb clause of reason. For example, number 1, he works hard. So, why does he work hard? So that he may or can pass the exam. Remember, so is optional here. You can also say, he works hard that he may or can pass the exam. Number 2, she runs fast. Why? Why does she run fast? So that she may or can reach there soon. This is the purpose of her running fast. Number 3, they help us so that we may or can finish our work on time. Now, let's talk about an adverb clause of contrast. Remember, the word contrast means difference. An adverb clause of contrast is used to show contrasting ideas or qualities of people and things. Whenever we have a contrast between two ideas or two qualities of people, places, or things, we can use an adverb clause of contrast in such conditions. Now, if you remember, I told you the markers of adverb clauses of contrast. They are though, although, and even though. There are slight differences between them. What are they? Number 1, though is usually used in informal style, but although is usually used both in formal and informal styles. So remember, though is informal, but although can be both formal and informal. Though is used more commonly. Though is more common than although and even though. And even though is stronger than although and though. So the meaning of even though is much more stronger than that of although and though. And it expresses stress or emphasis. We usually use even though to put stress or emphasis on an idea. Let's have some examples. Number 1, though they were sick, they attended the class. In this sentence, we have two contrasting ideas. The first contrasting idea is they were sick, and the second one is they attended the class. And to introduce the contrasting ideas, we use though, or although, or even though. Number 2, I am playing cricket although I don't like it. Number 3, even though the weather was hot, we went on a picnic. And I'm sure you remember the difference between them. Though is informal and it's more common. Although can be both formal and informal. And even though is more strong and it is also emphatic. Now, let's talk about an adverb clause of time. It shows the time of an action. As the name suggests, an adverb clause of time talks about the time when something happens. In simple words, an adverb clause of time answers the question when. When does something happen? For example, number 1. When I go to college, I will meet her. Example number 2. I will attend the class after I eat lunch. When will I attend the class? After I eat lunch. So here, the adverb clause of time is after I eat lunch. Number 3. He got a job after he had graduated from the university. Now here, the adverb clause is after he had graduated from the university. Number 4. He will get married before he graduates. When will he get married? Before he graduates. Concentrate on the markers that we have used in these clauses: when, after, and before. This concludes our session for today. Remember, this was just a short version of our today's lesson. The same lesson is taught in complete details in our regular classes. Thank you.